Yes. Okay. It's redirecting to Facebook Live. Okay, here we go. 16th time is a charm. My husband is knocking on the window. Okay. Hey, welcome. Welcome, Haley. Haley Dominique Physique back there. Okay, wait, I have to look on my Zoom. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
So welcome, Haley.
Thanks.
So I have some burning questions for you.
I'm listening. All ears.
Just one, actually. So how did you get started as a fitness coach?
So my journey started maybe 6 or 7 years ago now. I was overweight at a pretty young age. Like I went from being very lean, obviously, when I was younger, and then going into like 7th, 8th grade, I had gained a lot of weight, and I was never really like into sports or like did anything like physical really other than like playing outside like or whatever, you know. And I kind of, I don't know, I woke up one day and I just had realized like how crappy I felt about myself and how lethargic I was feeling. And you know, I just kind of was like, I really need to like make a change. I'm unhappy with myself. And so I started kind of just like doing some researching, figuring out like what I can do to like get in shape and feel better. And started doing like at home workouts in my parents' at home gym at the time. I started, you know, choosing nutritionally sound foods, more whole foods, fruits, vegetables, protein, and complex carbs. After a while I started seeing progress, and then that kind of just like, I don't know, like something clicked in me. I was so like happy to see the progress, and it was addicting. You know, the more progress I would see, the more I really wanted to keep going and learn more and push myself harder and further.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where it started for me, and I started just kind of doing it for myself. And then after that, you know, I kind of was posting my journey to like Instagram and things like that. And I had followers that were interested in what I was doing and started telling me that, you know, I'm an inspiration to them. And I had never thought of myself as that, not at that time anyway. And I would get a lot of questions about kind of what I'm doing and how I made this kind of progress. And I realized that I could really help people. So I started doing some more research. I ended up getting certified as a fitness coach through ISSA, International Sports Science Association. I started going to different gyms and kind of advancing. I went to, you know, like a Fitness type facility, some of the smaller chain gyms, and then I kind of expanded to the bigger gyms, you know, Innovative Fitness, and eventually my home gym now, which is Animal House Gym, located in New Berlin.
Mhm.
And they are known to be more of a bodybuilding type of gym. At their old location in West Dallas, I was very intimidated when I first joined there and went to that gym, and I quickly got to that same kind of level, just growing in the fitness industry and meeting a lot of new people and learning new movements and things we can do in the gym, and you know, developing that mind and muscle connection with exercising. I feel like a lot of people, you know, when they work out, they kind of just are doing stuff to move around rather than think about what they're actually doing, why they're doing it, what muscle group it's targeting. If you're doing, you know, weightlifting, if you know, if you're doing, you know, a HIIT cardio, a high intensity interval training versus strength training and lifting with resistance. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I got into it. Once I realized people kind of wanted my help and trusted what I was doing. I decided, why not make this into a career? So I started making custom nutrition plans, custom workout plans, things like that. charging people for them. And I did that all, once I got certified, and just kept pushing, kept doing research, ended up creating and establishing my business, and kind of just went from there. And I've been doing it ever since. So I had 2 or 3 jobs at the time when I initially started, and then I kind of left one job and the other job until I was able to do this full time. Mm-hmm. So that's my full-time career.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So what would you tell someone maybe just starting out, or let's say what do you tell like your new clients?
Well, usually when somebody comes to me with an inquiry, they usually have some sort of a goal, whether that be weight loss or muscle building, gaining weight for some people, training for, a marathon or a, boot camp for like, what's it called? People in the academy for, police, firefighter, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So once they kind of give me their goal, I can kind of chat with them a little bit more and tell them exactly what it is I do. I do coaching and training, and I explain that to them as well, because usually when people reach out to me, they kind of don't really know what it is they're asking me. They just know kind of the idea of what I do, and then they want to know more about it. Mm-hmm. I'm not just a personal trainer. Personal training is part of my job. So I will take clients for personal training sessions out of Animal House Gym, but the other part of my job is the coaching. I don't offer just personal training. I only offer coaching and personal training, or just coaching online. So those are the 2 options. For coaching, like I said, I do custom nutrition plans and workout plans. So depending on your goals, and depending on, what you want to do, what you're comfortable with, what your likes and dislikes are, all my clients fill out a questionnaire and also my contract. So those are 2 things that when you first initially inquire with me, I would send to you. And have you fill out and send back to me. Once I kind of know that, then I'm able to start formulating some plans. So then the custom nutrition plans are usually either like meal-based or macronutrient based. The specific meal plans, if you're like, just tell me what to eat, I don't want to have to think about it, versus the I want to eat what I want to eat, just tell me the numbers that I have to track type of thing. So there's 2 different ways, both can make the same amount of progress. The workout plans, normally I would be doing gym-based plans, but obviously right now I've been working on at-home plans for clients. Mm-hmm. The gym-based ones are definitely going to be more intricate, more detailed, more specific, and I'm hoping that we're going to be back to doing that within the next few weeks or month here. So, yeah, usually when somebody reaches out, I'll ask them those questions. They'll start by those plans and stuff. If you are just starting out and you know nothing about fitness, I really do urge people to reach out to a professional. If not me, somebody else that you feel knows what they're doing. A lot of the time you'll kind of go through these motions. I mean, there's a couple key things that I could, go on and on about of what you can kind of do for your first steps. But ultimately, if you kind of just go into it and not really know what you're doing, what your true goals are and how you can accomplish those. Fat loss, I feel like being a really big one for a lot of people. They'll just be like, no, I eat healthy and I take my dog for walks and I've done some bodyweight exercises. That's only going to take you so far. You might see progress initially because you're changing something up with your routine, but then what? And when you get to that, then what? That's when you want to kind of bring in a professional. It doesn't hurt to try like some basic stuff that you can pull up online, but to get that true customization, we do weekly check-ins, and I have you fill out the same questionnaire every week. Kind of updates me on some things of how the week went, what I can do to help you. Were you on track with this and this and this? How's your sleep been? For women, are you on your cycle? Or, just things like that, because it all comes into play with your progress. And regular people who don't do this, they don't really notice those things. They don't really think about those things. That's my job. I think about that stuff for you. and then you just kind of do the things and ask questions along the way for the journey. So, those first steps are good, is, eat whole foods, have a balance, get some exercise in. Average cardio for an average human being is, to have 3 30-minute cardio sessions per week.
Phew, I thought you were going to say per day. I was like,
oh gosh, no. One of the most common mistakes or like myths actually is people overdo it on cardio. I use this analogy a lot by saying if you had 2 people, one was morbidly obese and running on the treadmill, and the other one a 5K marathon runner or whatever it may be, who do you think's burning more calories? It's always going to be the more overweight person, because their body's not used to that. Although the runner is really good at what they're doing, their body's used to it now. They're not burning as many calories. They don't have to work that hard. And eventually what will happen is you'll not only burn X amount of fat and then stop burning the fat because you're not burning as much calories, but you will also deteriorate your body and your muscles. And the more muscle you have, the higher metabolism can be with fighting storing all that fat, glucose for energy and whatnot. So cardio, you do not need to overdo. That's like a for sure common. Yeah. So these are all things we look at. Things should change over time, but ultimately consistency is key. So if you're switching up your workout every single day, bouncing around, you're not going to make much progress as somebody who kind of sticks to the same exercises for a few weeks, doing the same thing, perfecting each one, figuring out what muscle groups you're targeting, what you're trying to contract, what you're doing. It'll turn the just endurance, kind of bouncing around cardio wise exercise into like truly sculpting your physique. And that's why my business name is Haley Dominique Physique, because it's all about toning your body and shaping it in the way that you want. That's kind of what I specialize in, which is bodybuilding. It doesn't have to mean you're a competitor or anything crazy like that. It just means we to the way you want, which usually is like for women, that, well, even for men, that small waist, wider back, like fuller glutes, that kind of thing. So yeah.
Just checking to see if we have any comments or any questions, and there are none.
Yeah, it's a little late. We apologize. Hopefully, people can come back and listen. And if you do have any questions not in this, sorry, Judson, you're if you do have any questions, you can just message me too, or comment on this, and I'll still see it and answer what I can for anyone. With what I do, if you have any questions, what you're doing, with what you're doing, and move from there. We didn't expect a ton of interaction on this one, with it being later than we originally planned. So yes. Apologize for the inconvenience.
Yes, I learned my lesson. Clear your browser.
Yeah,
Don't have like 1,800 tabs open on your computer.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You got anything else you wanted to add tonight?
I don't know. What do you do, I guess? Or how about, what does a day in the life of Haley look like now?
When I was really fit, or now?
Haley's got a baby. Well,
yeah, I'm a mom now, so my days definitely look different than they used to. I used to train, 6-7 days a week. I lived in the gym. I used to work 13-hour days. I would take clients in the morning, work out in the middle of the day, take clients at night. I used to live and breathe this. I would meal prep diligently every single week. I've gone through gaining weight, like bulking phases to put on muscle. And I've also gone through several cutting phases to achieve a 6-pack. Now my days are a little different because I am partially a stay-at-home mommy, and when I have access to my gym using the pandemic,
Right.
I'm in there a few times a week. So I if I'm not in the gym training clients, I'm here doing my thing or hopefully scheduling time where I can work out after clients. I usually recommend like maybe an hour if you're weightlifting. But anything from like 30 to 45 minutes is going to be just as efficient. I always say like work smarter, not harder. Um,
Mhm.
but day in the life here, I mean, gosh, I still it's it's very hard to eat like I used to. I used to eat, every 2, 3 hours to keep my metabolism stimulated. I would usually recommend, or just however it fits into your schedule. Some people like to have, 6 smaller meals. Other people like to have, 3 little snacks and 3 bigger meals.
Mhm.
Um, you know, it doesn't have to be as strict as most people think. I'm very big on it's all about balance. It's okay to have this and this once in a while, and it's okay to skip a day of the gym or whatever. But as long as you're having a balance and you're not depriving yourself, you won't have that need to go really, really hard and then kind of fall off completely, which is what we see a lot.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to have that balance right now. I'm still breastfeeding too. So one, naturally I'm burning, up to 500 calories, but two, it does take up a lot of my time. I think once I am no longer breastfeeding, I'll be able to um, have some of that time back where I can remember to like eat my meals and get more constructive workouts in and whatnot. But that's, a good sacrifice right now. So it just kind of is what it is. So I've been doing at home workouts, throughout this pandemic and whatnot too. We have a couple dumbbells and resistance bands, and that's pretty much what I use. If you go to my business page here on Facebook, I have a couple videos there if anyone wants to follow along and try them out. And also on my Instagram page, which is also Haley_Dominique. I have a couple highlight reels. I have one that's an at-home workout, and then when the gyms open back up, I have 2 more of gym workouts as well. So I try and post what I do on social media, whether it's nutrition related or exercise related, a little bit of my daughter thrown in the mix, and just like our kind of life and what we're doing. But I try to put that in there too to help people out who don't really know where to get started. I do post about this stuff. So
Mhm.
that's kind of even when I'm not physically working, I still try and maintain being on social media. That's kind of how the industry works, and I try and give what I can with knowing so little, and that's why it is important for that conversation with coaching, because I got to know everything. I got to know what you're doing all day, every day. I got to know, if you're getting enough sleep, if you're doing this and this and this, how closely you're tracking your macros, whatever it may be. I'm kind of on call for my clients 24/7. So when people come to me and they kind of ask these questions like, well, what should I be eating? What should I do? It's not cut and dry like that. Every person is different. I have some vegan clients. I have some keto clients. I have some just normal lifestyle clients. I have flexible dieting clients. I have clients who have, thyroid, postpartum depression, just all kinds of things that, hinder maybe your progress or hinder your capability. So those are all things I take a look at when I'm trying to help a client reach their goals. So
That's intense.
yeah, it does get pretty intense because that's what you're paying for. That's my job, is to get very involved. I get very involved with my
Mhm.
clients to truly help them. If we hit roadblocks or plateaus, we're able to push through that then, because I have that information. I know what step to take next. And if I don't know the answer, I'm always seeking it, not just through research, but I also have been mentored by a few other really great professionals that own their own business, some IFBB pro bodybuilders and whatnot as well. So I'm always doing continuing education with ISSA as well. So there's always stuff I can do to help people and reach out to some resources. I also have a lot of nurse clients too, and they're really helpful sometimes too with just health related questions that I might not be qualified for.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Jack just jumped up on the bed, just making
I know
noise.
my dogs are here too.
I know it was
Yeah.
barking in the background.
Right.
But anyways, yeah.
I think that's all I got. If anyone has questions, like I said, feel free to message me. Or if you don't have my info, you can get it from Stephanie as well. But thanks for having me on.
Yes, finally.
Yeah, sorry everyone that it took a while and that we're kind of awkward at this. So we'll continue to improve these and do better.
Yes.
It's all a learning experience.
I can't wait to look back and just laugh at this one.
I know, it's gonna be great. So I'll let you go, but I hope tomorrow's goes well for you too. And thanks for having me.
Oh yes, tomorrow. I just wanted to let people know the plan. Pray that it happens. I'm going to be talking to Liz, who is in here. She works at Packer Mellon. Sorry, don't know how to say it. Anyways, we're going to be talking about green juju. It's so I'm trying to do like humans and then hounds,
Right,
a
love
pet
that.
related, so that it's not like all, humans or all hounds.
Right.
So we're gonna have a good balance. So anyways,
Nice.
tomorrow, 11 o'clock in the morning.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Haley. Love you.
Yeah, love you too. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Have to end the live. Let's see.